Here's my warning to all the narration crybabies out there. If you're not religious, you probably don't want to listen to this. And if you are religious, you probably don't want to listen to this because I directed at you. Well, it's that time once again, boys and girls. It's time for another karaoke night, like the other one I did just for Henderson PD here. After receiving many emails and comments over the years, I thought, let's give the religious hypocrites, complacent, self-serving ones, their own karaoke night. Here's one such example. Of many, a lot of them not on my page anymore. And though I support this person's right to his beliefs, it seems the religious always want to invoke their better-than-thou bullshit when it's convenient, then ignore it the rest of the time when it might chastise or make them feel conviction. I wrote this little ditty many years ago, but I think it still has relevant application today. The problem with religion, in my humble opinion, is that the majority of those belonging to it are the very same people their God or Jesus would smack the shit out of for being so ignorant of the very same principles that their alleged holy book preaches, such as God working through man and doing more than just praying for people. So you can cleanse your conscience and pat yourselves on the back next Sunday while you brag to others about how you prayed for someone, like the pagans in your own holy book. You know what the biggest stumbling block to your claimed salvation is? It's you. I'm so sick of hearing your bullshit as you step around, over, and often even on those same people your alleged holy book preaches you're supposed to try to help. Instead, you choose the easy way out and find a loophole to be able to wash your hands of the suffering you not only ignore, but half the time your religion itself causes. Do you honestly think your God looks down on you and feels proud as you walk by those less fortunate? Do you honestly think your God is proud of you for your quote-unquote prayers for people that you refuse to lift a hand to help? The problem is, most of you do. In any case, if I were to put a trigger warning here, since it seems the religious need this just as much as the other snowflakes, it would be this. This is an expression of my First Amendment right. It may and certainly will contain cursing and foul language. It will most definitely be an expression, through means of verbal medium, of mental pictures to convey ideas. It will probably offend you.
I kept asking myself, where was God? Mentally dead and dying. All good men, God-fearing men. They just lay there, begging for some small act of mercy on his behalf. And then it finally dawned on me, there ain't no God. All I'm saying is if there was ever a time the man needed God, trust me, he wasn't there. If you're expecting God to save you, he ain't gonna.
And many others. If you find this offensive, please simply drop to your knees immediately and pray for me, because as we all know, that solves so many problems in our world, and the starving person on the corner has had his or her belly filled to capacity many times as you walk by and ignored their pleas for food for them and or their children, but instead fed them a giant shit sandwich with words like, I'll pray for you. Again, you religious folks are welcome to stay or go, just like anyone else. However, if your answer or your argument on my channel is nothing more than, quote, because religion and God and Jesus, end quote, you truly are barking up the wrong fucking tree.
I swear to God!
God. There ain't no God here. There ain't nobody here but us.
And my last thought. I came to the conclusion long ago about religion, and I reflected in an opinion I repeat often, and that is, if there is a hell, I'm not worried about ever going there, because there won't be any room left there for me and the other unbelievers after your God smacks down the hypocrites, liars, thieves, greedy souls filling up your alleged houses of God. And if I ever wanted to find the biggest collection of liars, thieves, hypocrites, pedophiles, complacent and neglectful pagans, and evildoers, I only need visit the local church. However, before you decide to leave, let's karaoke together. I'll put the words up on the screen so you can sing along. Don't worry, you can thumbs down, leave, and pray for me later. Off we go. You ever wonder what happened to the people, the church in the steeple, and the fucking hypocrites who pretend to care? Sunday morning they walk in there and suddenly transform and talking about a virgin, a child that was born and fell out? Ever watch them walk out again, turn back into the dark side, and then, like a fucking Jekyll and Hyde, their better-than-thou pride pours out from inside like a goddamn flash flood in the middle of a drought? When you hear this song, don't get me wrong, I'm not attacking God or the Bible. What I'm fucking attacking are the hypocrites who keep acting like I'm not as good as they are because I drive a cheaper car and believe that they worship their fucking money like an idol. Let me tell you something, you fucking religious smuck. You can call me a punk. I just don't give a fuck about the love of your family or how good my life can be, how much less bloody my knife should be, and how much less cruddy my mind will be when I learn to conform to the norm and see the fake-ass light you pretend to see. Ooh, there it is right in front of me now. Oh wow, I can just lie down, move on to heaven, eat leavened bread, and wear a crown on my head when I pass on to be dead. Oh, never mind, I'm sorry. It's just the starry night and the light of the doctors who tried to save me from the psychosis that enslaved me and the voices that had me convinced to step in front of the Sunday school bus and trust that the grill would kill me and that the afterlife would deal me a better hand, but I'll be damned if they didn't kick me out because I continued to cuss. Shame, shame, shame for the pain, pain, pain you cause by raising hopes and causing eyes to be lit when you constantly speak of Santa Claus in front of the families that can't afford shit. And I feel so screwed and confused about all the old fucks that sit in the pews and go through all the motions and the notions of a God-fearing soul. I just fight the urge to jump up and shout and run to the front and knock the fuck out of a whore-buying, money-stealing, blasphemous lying, drug-dealing preacher, the man who pretends to be a teacher of truth, of how we should give to help others and help thy brothers. But at the end of the sermon, the congregation is squirming because the donation plate's being passed around, and every rich bitch that turns it down as they stare at the floor and pretend to be poor and convince themselves that they aren't selfish and that God won't judge them to be hellish and send them to the fire for not sharing more. And it makes me fucking mad. And I'm thinking how sad about all these bastards who sleep on the street digging the hypocrites' trash for something to eat when just a couple dollars in cash would be a big treat, but they won't be given shit because the preacher throws a fit if he doesn't have new goddamn shoes for Sunday on his feet. Oh, but don't try to explain about all the pain in the world, the insane in the world who can't get a fucking job, who end up in jail when they rob the fucking local slob who wears love on Sunday and a black fucking robe on Monday behind the bench of his hypocritical job, who takes money from the mob to find certain motherfuckers not guilty, but who turns around and looks down on the homeless and calls them filthy. Hypocrites. Shame, shame, shame. Remember the golden rule and how a lot of us hope you too reap the reward of your double-edged sword and hoarding your gold like a fool. I hope maybe I got to you about what not to do, how not to screw everyone over, how you hypocrite bastards don't even go to church sober. Red Rover, bend them right over like it's all a goddamn game. In the eyes of God, we're all the same, I always hear you claim. Sometimes I just want to grab you by your collar, spit in your face and holler and steal every goddamn dollar out of your fucking golden plate, then hold the fucking congregation at gunpoint and make you wait for my hate to come shining through. It's a tried and true expression, and when I'm done having a little fun, scaring everyone, I'll do just like you, put on my tie and shoes and be forgiven with a Hail Mary and a confession. So I'll say it just one more time in this rhyme so you can think, my goodness, look at the frame of mind he's in. Hypocrites. Shame, shame, shame. You're so lame, lame, lame. Jesus is supposed to be the reason for the season. If Jesus weren't dead and he rose and he led, he'd probably cut your fucking heart out for treason.
Do you see now? Do you see?
Yes.
Do you see?
Yes. Oh
Do you
my
see?
God.
Do you see? Do you see? Do you see?
Please no.
Oh, I almost forgot. Amen.